YouTube, baby? I'm back with another fantasy video. Yo, my head's killing me right now. I apologize for the late video, but my head is killing. Like, it's not killing me, but it's killing me. But like, at the end of the day, we gotta do what we gotta do. And ain't no sunshine when she's gone. When she's gone, she gone away. Anytime. Do 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 do. Yo, what it do, flight crew? What it do on top of the do? When I'm back to you. I'm scaling it up, and you know what it do. What it do? What it do? I hit the hunt and I do kung fu. What it do? What it do? What it do on the flight SU? It's me and you, hitting it up, skiing it up down that hill. We paddling it up, we going right up. We hit up the lift. We come right down on the ski. I ski to you. I go like this and you go like that. Left, right, left, right. I use my hits and I go, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Yo, I drilled with David. Yeah. I actually thought I was gonna lose this matchup, but I ended up drawing the matchup. Um, it was an interesting matchup. Interesting matchup to begin with. Um, I basically he had 7 points on me, and that's about it. And I thought I was gonna lose, so because of that, I didn't really have much expectations for the matchup because I thought I was gonna lose. Oh dang, Killian Hill's gonna be 30 assists. What a stud. But yeah, and then David's team did what David's team did. Sabonis is insane, right? Sabonis is insane. And the question I have is like, simply put, can Sabonis continue to do that? Because he's putting up numbers that are greater than Jokic at this point. So my thing is that can Sabonis continue to do this? No. And because I don't think Sabonis can continue to do what he's doing right now, which is basically let's look at Sabonis. I don't think he's gonna be able to do this for the whole rest of the season. That's just my opinion. Like 21 and 13, 15 20, 31 28 11, 18 14, 21 14, 20 14. Like should a power forward be grabbing these rebounds? Yes. Yes, sir. But the assist numbers are absurd. 16 assists. So my thing is that if Sabonis's stuff just drops off just a little bit, I don't really think David's team is as strong as it is. That's just my personal opinion. Like, if its team just drops off a bit, like 41 assists in a week from a power forward, I have about 4 point guards, and they didn't even get me that. And Jokic got 39. So it's like, do I expect Sabonis to continue that? No, I don't. I really don't. I made a trade of Malik. I got Jules Randles, and he got Garland. Garland gets you the assist. Randall gets you the rebounds. I believe of Garland, you have a higher field goal percentage, higher free throw percentage. You know what I mean? And I think Garland gets you more steals during the week. Um, so I feel like the trade was par for par. I don't think it was like a real big trade. Did Julius Randle help me during the week? Of course he did, right? But my thing is it's like I made the trade, and David made a comment. Oh, do you want to win? And in my head, I'm just like, dang, that's funny, right? And then my man said that, oh, he doesn't care about this matchup. He only cares about the playoffs. Let me just wake everyone up for a second, yeah. You can't plan for the playoffs. And let me tell you why you can't plan for the playoffs. David, you are not Jokic, Halliburton, Paul, Jones, Williams, Valanciunas, Fox, Wright, Bogdanovich, Martha, and Sabonis, Hart, or Vanderbilt. You are David, meaning that you have no control over what they can do. You have control over what? Your acquisitions and your trades. That's all you have control over. So you telling me that you only focus about playoffs has me sitting down here laughing because I don't know, like you're trying to disrespect me, but I can't be disrespected. Not trying to say I know what the game is. I play the game, so I can't be disrespected. But saying that you didn't care about the matchup, saying that you just waiting for playoffs, it's like okay. But everyone in this fantasy knows that there's only so much you can do to prepare for playoffs. For example, you're not Jokic, so you don't know when Jokic is gonna sit. You're not his coach, Mike Malone, so you don't know when he's gonna sit. You're not Tyrese Halliburton. Neither are you the coach. Neither are you in Indiana. So we have no control over that, right? We have no control over that. So saying that you just out here preparing for playoffs is a whole lot of bogus, especially when I made the Julius Randle trade. You were the first one to comment on the trade, but yet you're the same person said that, oh, you don't care about the matchup. So it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, I get we all like out here chatting, you know what I mean, playing our little mind games and stuff. But at the end of the day, let's be real. Like, in order to make playoffs, you have to do your lineup on a week to week basis, right? Do your lineup on a week to week basis, and basically check the schedules and etc. 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 So it's like to say that you ain't really care about the matchup. Cool beans. I'm fourth in the West. You're first in the West. For someone to overtake you, you have to basically lose about three in a row. Is that gonna happen? We don't know. We don't know. Right? We don't know. But at the end of the day, to be talking about playoffs when playoffs is in about 8 to 9 weeks, we don't know. We don't even know if Jokic is still gonna be healthy in 8 to 9 weeks or Halliburton. So what are you gonna do? One of them drops down since you're preparing for playoffs so hard. You ain't gonna do nothing. Why? Because you can't foresee that. You get me? You can't foresee that. So it's like at the end of the day, let's just keep it 10 toes. You know what I mean? Let's just keep it 10 toes. Like if we're gonna out here like talk and do all that mind stuff, at least let's be real and genuine with it. You know what I'm trying to say? Let's be real and genuine with it. You get me? Because at the end of the day, it's like this, right? If you want to beat David's team, just score more points, get more blocks, get more steals, and hit your threes, and win one of these. The assist and the rebounding, I think maybe Charlie, Chris, or Cornelius could beat him in that. But if you can literally have a nice field free throw percentage, 3 pointers, right? That's two categories. Steals, blocks, that's four, and outscore him, that's five. You can beat David. That's what I learned playing against David. And I don't have much big guys, meaning that my double numbers varies. You know what I mean? So if you can, I think if you can against David, it's the first to 10. It's the first to 10 because it's like, but then again, it literally just depends because this is another thing. Jonas Valanciunas, right? Closer to playoffs, Jonas Valanciunas isn't going to be playing as much. Why? Because Zion's going to be back. So all of this waka that he's doing, two double doubles, 32, 73, he's not going to be on that because his minutes are going to go down, right? Closer to playoffs, right? It's like we don't know how much Jokic is going to be resting. We don't know how much this. So, for example, he had two from here, three, that's five, and Sabonis got him four. Other than that, no one else is getting him a double double or got him a double double, right? I got one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one. I got multifaceted double doubles, meaning that it can come anywhere. But from here, we know the main sources of his double double is in Jokic, Halliburton, Jonas, and Sabonis, right? When Jonas's minutes go back down to reality, it's going to be back to Jokic, Halliburton, and Sabonis. So depending on how much time those guys play during the week, depends on David's double numbers. You know what I'm trying to say? That's what it depends on. That's what it comes down to. The assist numbers 206 is absolutely astonishing. I can't lie. It's absolutely astonishing. So it's like, but then again, it's like I'm happy because I didn't have Steph Curry for a full week, and then also I didn't have Chris Paul in the matchup. David didn't have Bradley Beal. But the difference between Chris Paul and Bradley Beal is that Chris Paul is someone that can actually average a double digit assist numbers, which influences the double category. For Bradley Beal to get a double, now I'm trying to say, so it's like my team would it ever be healthy? I don't think my team will ever be healthy, and I'm gonna live with that. But I do believe David's team is beatable, basically because I feel like David's team is very heavily reliant on the schedule, meaning that if you play against David's team and Jokic plays twice that week, I don't see how David beats you. Jokic played against me 4 times. I think he sat out two or one game. He played 98 minutes, right? Sabonis played 4 games and did these numbers. 4 games, right? 4 games. So you take away Sabonis for 1 game, that's one less double and bang, I win. It's just that simple. So I feel like David's weakness in David's team is the fact that his team is so heavily reliant on how much his star players play. Where I don't think other people's teams are so much so. Because it's basically like you got Jokic, Halliburton, and Sabonis, and then the rest of his team is like okay people. You know what I'm trying to say? And then this is what I'm trying to say about the thing is that I was even trying to like big my man up, like yo, you built a really good team. You know what I mean? Like you built a really good team, Carl. Just looking at the schedule, I was looking at everything, and it came to mind is that the team was built on like no offense to Malik, but misjudgment in trades. And it makes me realize why trades are so important. Like they're so important. And it's like London P London Peace Be Unto You versus Edmonton Mafia. This one is a very important because you had the fourth and the fifth seed, right? And I feel like Cornelius done the thing. There was an argument that if um Malik kept Julius Randle, he would have won the matchup. But I feel like that argument is plausible, and I don't really see how. I mean, he did lose by 1 assist, but that's one category. The rebounds would not have changed, the points wouldn't have changed, the doubles wouldn't have made a difference, and the blocks as well. So, right off the bat, man, Cornelius' team, you get to see how it is when it's healthy, right? And it's scary. It's a scary team when it's healthy. I do believe this is a low DD number DD for his team. I do believe it's low, but based off of these stats, um, based off of these stats, like he beat David here, he beat David here, he beat David here. That's 3. He beat David here. That's 4, 5. Based off of this, and the reason why I'm comparing this to David because David's number 1 seed. Based off of this, he beats David. But it's like this is why fantasy is so weird because like you're not playing David this week, so you can beat him this week, but next week you could play against him. Your team don't do these numbers, but I feel like Gobert getting one double in 3 games is really bad. I feel like Tatum is a beast, man, but I feel like his team's not great in the double, but his team's really great in the scoring and stuff. And this is a really great team, in my opinion. ESPN Sucks versus Vancouver Grizzlies. The trade that Charlie made is rather questionable. It's rather questionable. Charlie has gone into solitude, so he hasn't really been speaking much, and I'm not too sure why. But he beats David in these 2 categories, beats him in threes, beats him in rebounds, beats him in steals and blocks and points. So this week Charlie will annihilated David, right? So um Frankie his team did good. Because we're gonna compare him to the number one seed. He won these two categories. I think he lost this by two. Lost one this. Did he win the block? Yeah, he wins the block and he wins the point. So it's like Frankie would have beat David too. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like you compare it to the number one seed. It's like people's teams are not bad. It's just that this year in fantasy, I feel like the competition has. I think it was right here and it's gone up a notch. It's gone up to like right here. It's gone up a notch. It's gone up a notch because it's like Charlie's team. I didn't really like the trades, right? But um, cause I feel like John Morant plays too inconsistently. In a sense, if Grizzlies have 3 games in a week, he's only gonna play two, right? I feel like he plays too inconsistently. I don't think he's as volatile and impactful as Kyrie is, but those are just my opinions. Those are just my opinions. I feel like when Anthony Davis comes back and Zion, I feel like Charlie's team's gonna be the rebounds will go up, the assist category will relatively stay the same, the block numbers will go up, the double double numbers will go up, the points will go up, the steals will go up slightly, and the percentages will field goal percentage will increase. Free throw, I think, may decrease a little tiny bit. So I feel like Charlie's team is still really, really strong. I feel like if you want to beat him, it's still the same categories. You have to win in the 3 pointers. You have to win in the assist numbers. You have to be in points. I don't know. His team could be harder to beat because of the blocks. Because now he has Jaren Jackson Jr. He has nice blocks now, so his team could be harder to beat. It depends, man. It depends. London is Red versus Germany Prince. I try to make a trade with Germany Prince. He said my team is good. So then I went to look at the team, and it's like the record is 3-8-2, and it's like this team. It's not good, but it's not bad. He beats David in this, so 1-7-8-0-3. Beats David in this, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he actually beats David this week, which is rather shocking. So it's like maybe his team is good. It's just that he's not playing the right people on the right weeks. But Chris annihilates him. Chris beats David too. The reason why I'm doing a comparison to David because he's number one seed. You know what I'm trying to say? So I'm just comparing everyone to that. Literally. I'm literally just comparing everyone to that. He's number one seed. Right? So it's interesting. Because Glory has to find a way to go to get wins. I don't think he's getting wins at the moment, but his team is good. So it's like, it's tricky. This right here, I said Larry was guaranteed to win this, and I was not wrong. They tried to prove me to be wrong, but I wasn't wrong. Larry beats David in this, beats David in this, beats David in this, beats David, beats David, beats David. Larry beats David 2 this week. I think the only person that doesn't beat him might be Mariano. 7757. Oh, that's 1. Oh wait, I got the rebounds wrong. 276. My bad. 32, 13, 9. Yeah. 32, 13. So he doesn't beat him in this, doesn't beat him in this. 32, 13. He beats him in this. But yeah. Larry's team is really good now. I said it was good. I feel like Mariano is missing these big guys. KD, I think Middleton's injured, and I feel like until then, it's gonna be hard for him to get wins. It's just gonna be hard. It's as simple as that. And he has to think hard because either he makes a trade to secure his playoff spot, or he just rides it out. And I feel like he's gonna try and ride it out. And I'm not gonna say if it's a mistake or not, because each to their own. But I feel like he's gonna try and ride it out. And then True North versus King Azuri the Rise. This was a shocker. I did not expect this. And with this, yeah, basically with this, he's still fighting for the playoffs. He's still fighting. Do I believe that trades need to be made? Absolutely, yes, yes, and a yes again. But are the trades gonna be made? I don't believe so. Um, Daniel's team, I'm not too sure what happened. Loki, I'm talking about the Wise. I'm not too sure that happened, to be honest. This was a shock, but when you look at it, the categories are already made. Like there wasn't much to decide on. Like it was written. There wasn't much to decide on. Like it was literally written. So I'm gonna go to this week because this week is almost ending. To be honest, I've done this video like this late. I played against Mariano. In all fairness, I should win. My field goal percentage is insanely low. I feel like I should win. The blocks category is still up for grabs. The points, I feel like I'm gonna mount back on the points and I should overtake him on the points. The blocks is iffy, so I think I should do that. And with that being said, he's gonna drop down to 4th in the West. What's Daniel Loki's record? Yeah, he's gonna drop down to 4th in the West. So potentially it's like I'll be 7-5-2, he'll be 6-6-2, right? So it's like it's a tight one. ESPN starts with Emerton Mafia. I think Malik should have it under the bag. The rebounding category is still up for grabs. The points I'm gonna say is still up for grabs. The blocks is gone. The steals he's won. Assists he's won. And then the free throw percentage is still up for grabs. So essentially, Frankie can still win, but I feel like Malik should have this matchup under grabs as long as he just, because these 3 categories are his. These 4, I mean, are his. He just needs to keep this or catch up in this. But this is gonna go to Sunday definitely. Peace be unto you, Germany. After watching Tatum yesterday, this matchup, if it doesn't, Cornelius has this matchup, and I said, whoever is in the lower seeds, they just need to go on a run. 3 games in a row, and they right back in it, because now Cornelius will be 5-9. Mariano will be 6-6, right? So essentially, Cornelius gets another win, he'll be 6-9. Mariano will be, if he can get a win, whatever it is, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? And then Vancouver Grizzlies versus London is Red. These guys both have insanely high field goal percentage and free throw percentage. I might try this team build next season, but we'll see. We'll see. The rebounding categories, I feel Chris takes it. The blocks, I'm not too sure. The assists, I think, is already set in stone. The points are still up for grabs. I believe the reason why I think Chris takes the rebounding, he has Embiid. And for me, it's like when I look at a matchup, I first see who has the best player on the team. And usually the best player on the team gets the win. I think the Crispy Charlie the first. I don't know who won in that first matchup, but whoever wins this matchup cements first inside the East. Right? And yes, Charlie's missing Zion and Anthony Davis. By the end of the day, like, it's a part of fantasy. And I don't think Anthony Davis and Zion Williamson are going to get you 20 steals. You know what I'm trying to say? So, will they get you double? Anthony Davis will get you the double doubles. But Zion will probably get you one or a couple. and the reboundings would definitely be different. But still, you can't make that. You can't do that. You drafted those guys. You're the one that picked the injury prone people. So we can't now do hypothesis of the what if. You know what I mean? Next season, versus King Azuri. Now Daniel's winning this week against Larry. The steal number I think is made. The blocks could still anyone's. Double doubles is still anyone's. I think this is still up for grabs too. It was only 18. But I don't know who's gonna win this. But I know it'll go down to Sunday, and I feel like it depends on if Giannis has a big game or not. If Giannis has a big game, then the rebounding is secured, and then he'll get you a double double. If he doesn't have a big game, it's Daniels. Then the Roman Empire versus True North. Honestly, the rebounds I don't see catching up this. This is set in stone. I think he can maintain this. The double doubles, he just needs to get one. The blocks is his. The steals is gone. And the assist is like still up for grabs. The points are still up for grabs too. But then again, like I want to see something. Because if Daniel O can pull up this upset, that would be crazy. I want to see how much time Jokic and Sabonis plays for the rest of this week. I think that will decide the matchup. Because if Daniel O beats David, that means he's on a 2-game win streak, and the playoff races. I wanna wait. I don't want this stupid ad, bro. Oh my goodness. So yeah. So who plays today? Who's playing today? I don't want. Why is it showing my team? You really not gonna show me who's playing today? Okay, so is Denver playing today? So Denver plays today. No, I don't like this because it's not showing me who's playing. This is whack. Why is it not showing me who's playing? Let me go back to the scoreboard. That's whack. Cause I'm basically trying to see how much times Jokic Sabonis playing next to see if Daniel O can win. I didn't know he was actually winning this matchup. I actually didn't know. So yeah. Is it gonna show me who's playing? Why is it not showing me who's playing? Okay, it is. Ooh. So David has a full lineup today. And so does Daniel O. Well, he's missing Dame Lillard. So basically 2 full lineups going against each other. You got the Sabonis and Jokic. So basically, yeah, this is my hypothesis. If David don't take the lead after today, I think this matchup goes to Daniel O. That's my hypothesis. Because he has Jokic, Sabonis, Halliburton, everyone playing today. So if he doesn't take the lead today, I don't see him beating him, in my personal opinion. That's just my personal opinion. Because Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox have a back-to-back. And then on Sunday, who plays on Sunday? Who plays on Sunday? Jokic plays Sunday. But then he has 1, 2, 3, 4. Dang, he has hella people playing Sunday too. Damian Lillard and Paul George. Honestly speaking, man, I feel like Daniel O takes this. Just the mere fact that he has his best players playing on Sunday. You got Lillard, George, and Porter playing. on Sunday, for me, I think that's the icing on the cake, in my opinion. So I feel like we have an upset brewing right now. I feel like David could lose. Does he? I don't think he actually cares if he loses, because he's preparing for playoffs. But I feel like everyone else should be watching and seeing how you can beat David, the top guy. I play Daniel O next week. Now that I'm seeing what he's doing, I can't fall asleep. Edmonton Mafia versus Jeremy Prince. This is a very, very important matchup. I'll take Malik to win. Very important. If Malik wants to stay in the playoff race, he has to beat Glory. And this could be a eliminator right here. Playoff eliminator. If Glory loses, I believe he's eliminated for the playoffs. ESPN versus London's Red. I have to take London's Red. Grizzlies versus PBUY. Cornelius' team is hot right now, but this is the test. This is the ultimate test right here, to see whether Cornelius' team can truly, if he makes the playoffs, can he fight in the playoffs? I think it's a test. If he beats Charlie, I believe it changes a lot of things, because if Charlie loses to Chris and loses to Cornelius, that's 2 games skid. So that means that he's 9-3-1 record. He could easily drop down to 4th seed overall, because Larry not losing, if I don't lose, he could drop down to 4th seed overall. This matchup right here is important for Mariano. I see myself beating him this week, but if he loses 2 games back in a row, that's 3 games without a win, right? And then you have Cornelius on his back, you have Frankie on his back, and you have Malik on his back. And Daniel O is also trying to make a run as well. So I feel like for Mariano, he needs to figure it out quick, because his playoffs hopes are on the fringe. And then next season versus Roman Empire. This is basically this is a very interesting matchup, because week to week basis, you don't know what LeBron's gonna do. Giannis, he's healthy, but he's not healthy, but he's healthy, right? Like I said, I feel like David's team is heavily schedule oriented, meaning that if Jokic plays 4 games, you're not really gonna beat him. But if Jokic plays 2 or 3, you can beat him. If Sabonis plays 4 games, it's gonna be hard. But if Sabonis plays 2 or 3, I give it to you all week. So I feel like, based off of that, I feel like the schedule, but I also feel like Larry can do it. I feel like he can score more points with LeBron and Giannis. The blocks will be hard. The steals will be hard. Blocks he can do. Double doubles will be extremely hard. Assist, I don't see it. Rebounds, I don't see it. 3-pointers, I can see it. And he's gonna have to steal one of these 2. You know what I mean? He's gonna have to, right? And if we just briefly look at the standings, right? So now this is what's going on. It's really, really tight, man. It's really, really tight, because right now the playoffs is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Frankie is literally on the edge. Malik, I forgot who he's playing this week. But Malik and Cornelius win this week. Frankie loses. This playoff race is alive. Daniel O, you have to win, because you win this week, you're 1 win behind Frankie, and you're literally 1 win behind. You're 1 win behind Frankie, Cornelius, and Malik, right? Glory is actually still in it, because he has the same win percentage as Cornelius, so he's still actually in it. He just has to win. So this playoff race is still alive, right? For Daniel, like, he has to win this week, because if he doesn't win this week, the playoff is on. I mean, the pressure's on, because now me and Larry's already gone up on us, right? He's already gone up on us, so he has a 1-game cushion, right? I beat Mariano this week. I have a 1-game cushion on him, and then basically, Daniel and Larry's matchup is very important for for the Western Conference, because if Larry beats Daniel, he's now created a cushion him, Daniel, between Daniel and Mariano. But he has a 1 game cushion on me. But he has a 2 game cushion on them. Daniel and Mariano will now have the same record or similar. No, Mariano will have a better record than Daniel, right? And Daniel will now be in danger of losing his playoff position, right? So Daniel actually has to win this week, right? He wins this week. He has to win this week. It's simply put. He has to beat Larry this week to eliminate that cushion that Larry's trying to make, and also to keep himself from being vulnerable in the playoffs. The Eastern Conference, yeah. If Daniel O can beat David this week and not beat me next week, but if he can beat David next week, right, what we could potentially see is everyone from the West making the playoffs and only 2 people from the East making playoffs. That's what Daniel O is trying to do. I think he can do it. And I feel like trades need to happen. Trades need to happen. Because it's like Daniel O is basically 1 trade away from having a team that can beat Glory, Malik, Frankie, even Cornelius. All of these guys are 1 win away from being able to beat these other guys consistently. And that's what it is. That's literally what it is. Charlie, I think he's still in a great position. When you lose a guy like AD and Zion and you're still number 1, he's in a great position. The only thing that's gonna go on inside the East is, I'm saying the East, I don't know what's going on, but it's like Charlie loses to Chris, right? And Larry wins. Larry's 1 game behind Charlie, right? I don't know when AD's coming back. I don't know when Zion's coming back. But if Charlie loses again, he's creating himself vulnerable. Because basically he's number 1 seed but 2nd seed overall. And he could lose that. Meaning that whatever playoff advantage you get playing a lower seed, he can lose that advantage. And you don't want to do that. You know what I'm trying to say? But for these guys, for Charlie, Chris, and David to not make playoffs, I don't see them not happening. Right now, it's all about the seeding, like where they're gonna be on the table, on the playoff, like projected playoff bracket. So right now, the projected playoff bracket is looking like this, right? It's looking like this. So basically, if Chris beats Charlie, Charlie's no longer 2, but he would actually be 3, and then I will play Charlie, right? And this is why this is all important. I beat Mariano. I'm no longer on this side. I'm on this side. And this is why the seasons is so important, because it's like, as much as some people are saying, oh, I don't care, I'm looking for the playoffs, you might not go on a, like, for example, I don't care what anyone says, this side of the bracket is hard. I'm not saying this side of the bracket isn't hard, but if we're gonna be real, like, Chris has had a very dominant team, Charlie's had a very dominant team, Daniel is the biggest villain inside this fantasy, meaning that you don't want to play against him because you don't know what he's gonna do. So this side, for me personally, is more scary than this side. That's just my personal opinion. Other people may vary, right? So if I'm Charlie, it's like the 2 or the 3 seed, it doesn't matter. But it does matter. Because potentially, if Mariano drops, he's going to be 5th. If Larry stays 4th, me and him play each other 4 and 5 seed, right? But then again, for David, if David doesn't really want to care about regular season, he goes from playing the lowest seed person to playing against Daniel number 7. I don't think, he may not care, but I feel like in the playoffs, it's anyone's game. It's anyone's game. And I feel like his team is very reliant on the schedule. And you want to play against Daniel Loki, who I think has very high intelligence when it comes to the schedule in the playoffs. Trust me, you don't want that. So I feel like right now the seeding is important. the seeding is important. Like Larry, the question for Larry is, I'm fourth seed. Do I want to try and get third seed and potentially play against Daniel or Charlie in the second round, or play against Chris first round, or do I want to maintain fourth? Because basically, if you're 4 and 5 seed, you basically want to stay there, in my opinion. Because if you're 4 and 5 seed, right, you know you're playing against the person that's closest to you. But at the end of the day, if this is an upset, you know you're playing against the lower seed. Whereas this one, you have more higher seeds in 2 and 3. So it's all a lot to digest, and it's very very interesting right now. Um, Frankie is vulnerable. Daniel Loki is vulnerable too. So it's interesting to see because the ninth seed is Malik, the 10th seed is Cornelius, and if you see, it's like one win. They're one win. They're one win from it. So you know what I'm trying to say? So everything is interesting, and I feel like this year the playoffs is gonna be decided on a very last match day. That's just my opinion. If we look at this week's the weekly stats for the fantasy, um it's all time lows, to be honest. Like all time lows. Like some teams did do really good, but some teams weren't that impressive. Like it's all time lows, and I feel like the median, I don't know what it is, but like bang. It's like what I felt like there's not much in between I'm seeing nowadays where there's like one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 blacks. So what I'm seeing is that people's teams are now below or under. There's no more middle. So when I'm seeing this data analysis, I'm seeing that a team like this is just not up to par. Dang. A team like this is just not up to par with the rest, right? And I feel like we're now seeing that a gap is actually being formed. Like there is like I don't think that it's a tier list. I think it's top and bottom, like haves and have nots. I feel like that's being really set because when you see only 8 blacks and you're just seeing blue and green, it means that there's literally these teams are above and these teams are simply below. That's what it is. And I feel like I've been saying it. I feel like if you're fighting for the playoffs, now's the time to make the risky move. Because if you don't make it now, when are you gonna make it? Now's the time. But then again, it's because like, for example, some people are gonna wait for the. This is very important, yeah. I want you guys to listen to this. Some people are gonna wait for the All Star break. Why? Because that's the trade deadline. Don't wait for the trade deadline to try and make trades. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Make a move before then and put yourself in a position to win a trade before then. Because some people are gonna be like, oh, this guy went to this team and he's gonna become a star and they're gonna want him. So put yourself in a position. Think 10 steps ahead. There's a trade deadline in the NBA. A team like Lakers could make a move, which means someone could get shipped to a different team. Try and catch up on that. Get that player before he gets traded, so that when trade deadline comes, you're now in a power position versus being on the opposing end. That's how you think 2 steps ahead. That's how you think 2 steps ahead, right? If I'm Charlie, I'm thinking about Anthony Davis. Do I want to keep Anthony Davis, or is Anthony Davis gonna be my Achilles heel? You know what I mean? Is Zion Williamson an Achilles heel? That's what I'm thinking about. If I'm David, I'm looking at my team and it's like, yo, I might need a third option. Because when Sabonis and Jokic don't play, my team simply are not. I don't believe it's on the same standard as everyone else's. Simply. Right? So that's what you need to look at for these stats, man. If you're on the lower half, you're trying to get those playoffs, find that one extra category that you know that you can make better. You know what I mean? And here's the power rankings to end the video. Player of the week. This is what I'm trying to say, man. 41 assists as a power forward, 54 rebounds and 4 double doubles. Gaffer of the week was Daniel O. He beat Daniel surprisingly. I just feel like this is absolutely insane, and David obviously has him, so it's like it's absolutely insane. Um, our top three right now is cemented. I believe if Charlie or Chris loses this week, the person that loses becomes vulnerable. I feel like if Charlie loses, he's more vulnerable because he does have more injury-prone players than Chris does. I believe Larry is running up, right? I'm trying to keep up. Like I feel like Mariano could drop again this week because I don't think he's beaten me. My thing to Larry and I is I say we keep this and then we fight it out during the playoffs. In my opinion, I feel like right now this is gonna be the top five. In my opinion, this is the top five. I feel like Daniel can still come fight us in the top five if he beats Larry this week. Um, Cornelius, I said it. I said one team needs to go 3 games. You win 3 games in a row, you're making noise. Cornelius, this is the third win. Let's get it done. Malik is still in it. I believe True North isn't the 12th seed. I feel like Germany Prince is the 12th seed. I feel like right now everyone over here is fighting for Frankie's position. Frankie won't trade. He won't trade. So it's down to someone on the bottom half to make a ballsy move and let's get into the playoffs. Just make the ballsy move. Dare to be great. But it's King Colin Walker. You know how we do, baby. Peace.